Crazy. Just can't wait to get on the floor with the talent you have now.
It's exciting. You know, before I even think about the basketball aspect, I'm excited just about being around the guys that we have. They're all great guys. The free agent conversation that I had with Steve Nash was off the charts. You know, the time that I spent with Dwight since he's been here, it's been off the charts. The year that I spent with Antoine Jamison in Cleveland was a great year. So I'm looking forward to working with these guys as individual humans first, and then on top of that, they can play a little bit.
I know you don't like comparisons, but a couple of years ago when Miami got LeBron, I mean, the expectations went through the roof. And the same thing is about to happen now.
Well, it's okay with us because last year the expectation for us was to win a championship, and we fell short, and that's why we were disappointed when we got knocked out. I mean, we could have easily said, hey, well, we gave Oklahoma City a great run, and we did this and we did that, but no, we got beat. You give them credit. They were Western Conference champs, and so it's no different for us this year in terms of how we're approaching this season.
Mike, this year completely different from last year. You're getting a full training camp, you're getting a full exhibition schedule. How much different does it make your job from last year?
Well, it's still obviously a difficult job, a difficult situation, because you have to have a little luck involved with it as you go about the process. But the one thing that I do know is there will be more of a comfort level for us as a staff and our group of players going into the regular season this year than it was last season, and that's the biggest thing.
Why the turnover in the coaching staff?
You know what? I just wanted to go a different direction in a couple of spots, and then you know, Messina was a guy that when I first talked to him, I asked him to come over here for a year because he's a well-respected coach over in Europe. He had an opportunity to go back to get the job that he had and loved before, and he and Quinn got extremely close, and Quinn wanted to take a look at something else and take on a new adventure, and so he and his wife decided to make the move.
How did the idea of adding elements of the Princeton come up?
You know what? I've always been fascinated with that offense. Ever since the days that I was in Cleveland, and it seemed like every year that I was there, we faced the Washington Wizards and Eddie Jordan in the first round. If you take away everybody's different abilities that they have in the NBA and how good or bad they are in those different aspects of the game offensively, and you turned everybody into robots or equated to being the same player, then I always felt that offense was the hardest to defend because the spacing was tremendous. The ball movement was tremendous. The ability to play a stress-free game was off the charts. And so those things have always attracted me to it. I just never really had an understanding or an opportunity to be able to implement it. Not only that, I never felt in Cleveland I had the teams to implement it. And, you know, when you have a guy like LeBron, he's a pick-and-roll player. The same thing that Miami does for him down there, we did for him up in Cleveland. I mean, you try to play to your players' strengths. And here, after being with this team for a year, this is a very intelligent team, and they play very well when it comes to using a motion offense and using their intelligence.
And talking to your players, they all say to a man that they started getting prepared for this year as soon as they were eliminated last year.
It's been amazing, and you know, one of the things that we've talked to about we talked to with our team is the theme for this year, which is the word respect. You know, we talk about respecting your teammate. We talked about respecting the process and the grind of the process, and we talked about respecting the journey overall. And you know, respecting the grind of the process means that you know, trying to come and making sure every time you step on the floor or you do something Laker related that you're treating it as you're going on a mission. That knowing that every decision you make in front of you can make you get you one step closer to your goal or one step further away from your goal, and so these guys have taken that to heart. I mean, they've a lot of guys have come in early. They've gotten work sometimes twice a day, and they're getting themselves not only in mental readiness for the season, but also in physical shape for the season too. They all look good.
And it's almost like you can hardly wait because there's so many different combinations you can put on the floor.
There are a lot of different combinations that we can put on the floor, and we're looking to see who's going to go grab it and take it and hold it for the whole year.
How dramatic a change is the new offense from what you did last year?
There's going to be some aspects of what we did last year involved in the offense, but there are going to be some, for instance, things that Steve Nash will have the ability, or whoever our point guard is, will have the ability to go to with certain ball movement or pass or player movement or a certain hand signal. So we feel like all the pieces or aspects that we have of it really flows, and we're looking forward to seeing how it turns out.
It's not a complete change from last
What's
year?
that?
It's not a complete change from what you did last year?
We will have some aspects of what we did last year involved with what we're doing this year.
Coach, we know how much you love defense. Talk about the ability that having Dwight Howard, what it gives you, the flexibility it gives you to do with the defensive sets that you like to use.
Well, you know what, I kind of relate that to Steve Nash on the offense end of the floor. He's a guy that you put the ball in his hands, he's going to make everybody better. You know, offensively, he's going to make the game easier for everybody, and that's what Dwight will do defensively. You know that you got a guy on the backside that's very good at coming across from the weak side and protecting the rim. You know you have a guy that's has extremely quick feet, that's extremely strong and long and athletic, and when it comes to the pick and roll game, he's going to be an imposing figure. And you have a guy that can run like almost any point guard out there when it comes to defending and transition. So he will make everybody better on that end of the floor, and he will hide some of the deficiencies we may have as individuals and or as a group, just like Steve would do offensively.
How do you feel his personality is going to mesh with this locker room?
Say one more time.
How do you feel his personality is going to mesh inside the locker room?
I think it's going to be great. He's a charismatic guy. He's a fun-loving guy, and he wants to be liked. And when you have those criteria or those things that are in your favor, then a lot of times it's easy to make friends.
Mike, you talked about last season a little bit. What's the difference now for the expectations? They're even greater than a long time around here. How does that affect how you approach things? What does it feel like inside? Any different?
I mean, I guess I look at it this way. I don't know if you guys expected to win it last year, but I did. So for me, it's no different. My expectations this year are the same as last year. Obviously, with the talent that we brought in, we may have a better chance at it. But you still have to have a little luck, and you still have to go through the process in order to achieve your journey. And all our guys are willing and able, and looking forward to doing that.
The depth has to excite the heck out of you.
It does, and a lot of people talk about Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, which is obvious and an obvious thing to talk about. But I'm excited that Darius Morris has a year under his belt. I'm excited that Devin Ebanks is back with the team. I'm excited that Jordan Hill is back with the team. I'm excited that we signed Antoine Jamison to come off the bench. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jody Meeks is like. I don't know much about him, but I can go down the line to a man and express an excitement about each individual. But at the end of the day, they got to go earn it.
Kobe talked about how well respected Powell is around the league. Can you speak to that?
What's that?
Kobe talked about how well respected Powell is around the league. You just mentioned all the trade rumors. Can you speak to just how respected he is?
I mean, he's extremely respected around the league, and maybe that's why his name is thrown into every rumor out there. I don't know, but I know a lot of people would like to have him, but we're fortunate to be able to have him on our roster because he's helped us in a lot of ways that people won't imagine.
How talented?
When the Celtics got the big three together and they won the first year, that was kind of the anomaly. And with Miami, it didn't work out right. Worked out well, but not well enough to win a championship. Is there, I guess, any lessons to be learned from what some other teams have gone through?
Well, I mean, you can look at you can look back at in 04, when the Lakers went and got Karl Malone and Gary Payton, and they had a Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal in their prime. So there are a lot of things that you can look at, but I was never in any of their locker rooms. The one thing that you could say is it looked like Boston looked like they were on a mission every night, and that they played together as a team from the beginning. And maybe Miami had some bumps and bruises that they need to go through. I don't know, and that's why they didn't get it done. But also, I think luck plays into it to a certain degree because I think Karl Malone got hurt back in 04. So there are a lot of things that you could speculate on, but at the end of the day, the one thing that I know, we just have to take care of who we are and do what we need to do in order to stay the course of the process, and we'll be fine.
Like besides the talent that I mean, especially Nash and Howard might bring, do you feel like they're complementary pieces to what you have?
I do. I do feel like all the pieces we have are complementary pieces to the group. And then also, I feel like the type of players we have that we have on this team are willing to add to that and let it happen.